For almost 1,000 years, Earth had been silent. What remained of humanity was scattered across distant colonies, lost in space, surviving in small fragments. Other species believed humans were extinct. Their legends said humanity was dangerous, unpredictable, and impossible to conquer, but long gone. Until one single signal changed everything. The signal came from a forgotten star system near the edge of the galaxy. It was faint, unstable, but unmistakably human. It repeated the same words every hour. If anyone hears this, humanity still stands. The message spread through every advanced species like wildfire. Some feared it, some ignored it. But one empire, the ruthless Varkon Dominion, decided to investigate. For centuries, they had conquered countless civilizations. Finding a surviving human colony meant only one thing to them: destroy the last of humanity completely. The Dominion sent a massive warship, the Iron Talon, to trace the signal. The ship's commander, Lord Zarthos, was known across the galaxy for crushing rebellions with no mercy. But deep inside, even he feared humans. Legends said humanity had fought wars not with strength alone, but with something far more dangerous, their will. Once humans decided to rise, no empire had ever been able to stop them. When the Iron Talon reached the lonely planetary system, the crew expected resistance. Instead, they found a small, dying planet with only one structure: a ruined tower in the middle of a desert. The signal was coming from inside. Lord Zarthos led the landing team. The wind howled. The ground cracked under each step. The tower looked ancient, abandoned for centuries. But the message kept playing. Inside the tower, there was only one room. At the center stood a single human man, old, injured, but standing tall. His eyes were calm, steady, filled with a kind of fierce pride the aliens had never seen. Zarthos stepped forward and growled, "You are the last human on this world." Then Arian closed his eyes and began to sing. Not a powerful chant, not a scientific tone, just a simple lullaby, one his mother used to sing to him when he was a child. Instantly, the resonance core reacted. Machines screamed. Energy patterns shifted. The dust waves paused, and then began to recede. But the frequency was brutal on Arian's body. His bones vibrated painfully. His heartbeat raced uncontrollably. Blood ran from his nose. His vision blurred. Still, he kept singing. On the surface, the world watched in shock as fractures in the ground began to seal. Destroyed lands quieted. The deadly dust waves dissolved like mist. Finally, with a thunderous tremor, the earth stabilized completely. Humanity was saved. Arian collapsed to the floor of the chamber, unconscious. Rescue teams rushed in and carried him out. He became an instant symbol across the world. The man who refused to fall. A human who had stood against extinction with nothing but a fragile voice and an unbreakable will. 6 days later, Arian opened his eyes in a hospital bed. Outside the window, thousands of people stood silently, not cheering, not shouting, but placing their hands over their hearts, honoring the human who had reminded them what humanity truly meant. Arian whispered weakly, "I'm not a hero, I'm just a human, and being human was enough. Your time is over." The old man smiled slowly. "You are wrong," he said. "Humanity never falls. It only waits." The Dominion soldiers aimed their weapons. But the man did not flinch. Instead, He pressed a button on a device strapped to his wrist. The tower shook as hidden machinery activated. For the first time, Zarthos realized the entire building was not a ruin. It was a beacon. A blinding light burst from the tower, shooting into the sky. One by one, hundreds of tiny blue dots appeared in the darkness above the planet. Not stars, not drones. Ships, human ships, old warships, forgotten fleets, sleeper vessels, all awakening after centuries of silence. The signal had been a call, not for help, but for return. As the human fleet powered up, the old man looked straight at Zarthos. "You came to wipe us out," he said. "Instead, you woke us up." The Dominion soldiers stepped back in fear as the sky filled with the thunder of engines. For the first time in generations, humanity was rising again, and the galaxy trembled at the sight. The old man's voice echoed through the room, calm but powerful. "Remember this day," he said, "the day the last human signal answered the universe, and humanity returned to reclaim the stars."